Welcome to the lab where genetics collide. Reptiles everywhere with colors amplify. The morphs so wild, they'll twist your mind. Patterns like art, every scale is defined. In the reptile world, we're raising the bar. Discover new genes, then combining them all. Creating foundations that make our brains shake. Insane combos that hit like an earthquake. Genetic canvas, paint the dream. Make a dream where reptiles glow and the visions gleam. Tune in now, let's raise the ceiling. The best reptile podcast starts in 3, 2, 1.
What's up, everybody? Welcome and thank you for joining us on another episode of the Genetic Canvas. I'm Jared with Gem Exotics, your host, and tonight we are going to be covering hybrid snake mutations, specifically with carpets crossing into green tree pythons in the Carpondros and Burmese crossing into ball pythons with the BURMBALLs. So I hope you all are excited for a genetic packed episode with some wild looking animals that many people probably haven't seen before. And if you have, I'm sure you're excited because they're all amazing and very cool and different. They have a lot of variation throughout their clutches. Even when you're doing 50-50 pairings, there's a lot of variation in the offspring and stuff like that. So it's going to be cool to see all of that tonight. Last week, if you missed the episode, we covered the dark angel mutation. It's been spiraling around a little bit on podcasts here and there, so we had to get Mills on and do that full genetic breakdown. So here is a quick recap for you guys if you missed it, to entice you to go back and catch that replay. Wow,
There's a sibling as well.
that's amazing.
Ooh.
If you didn't hit
Headstamps.
that like button yet, make sure you smash that like button now.
Like, subscribe. Come on, let's go.
The cornball, have you not heard of it?
That legit looks like with the ring, with the ring light eye. It does look like a black rat snake ball python.
It does. It does.
Doesn't
Have you
it?
seen this new species of snake? It's just been produced.
It's a hybrid. We finally figured it out. So go back and catch that episode. Comment #replay_gang, and I clipped that specifically because we are doing the hybrid episode this week and it played right into it. So that actually with the ring light really resembles kind of like that black rat snake face with the white lips and everything. So kind of really cool just to play on that kind of visually and everything. But definitely go back, catch that mutation episode, and drop your comment on your thoughts on that mutation, because yeah, we love to hear what you think. And just like you saw in that clip, make sure you guys are smashing that like button for us in this episode, dropping the comments that you want answered about these hybrids. Anything that you can think of, drop that question in the comments and I'll be sure to try to get to it. If I miss it, just reiterate it, just re-comment it. I'm sure that I'll catch it eventually. But tonight joining us, we do have a guest co-host. Let's welcome Big Sean from SJS Exotics. How's it going tonight, man?
Good, and thanks for having me again.
Good, thanks for joining us. So, what are your thoughts on hybrid snakes and hybrids in general?
So, I really like hybrids a lot. I think, I don't know if it's controlled, and like with a burn ball, if it makes that Burmese smaller, wouldn't that be beneficial to
And it could be.
people that want a smaller berm, right?
It could appeal to them for sure.
That, that personality of a ball python where they'd rather just ball up than, be striking at you. I don't know. I think it's cool, but, everybody says poo-poo on on the freaking,
Yeah, there's definitely the fear of intermixing gene pools and dirtying up the pure animals and things like that with the different species that are hybridized if they look closer or get really close in percentage to one of the species over the other. There's that fear of that, but we're going to ask these guys tonight how they go about ethically documenting that lineage and working to make sure that we kind of don't lose track of those things, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you a few questions, though, for a first-time guest. We're going to call you a first-time guest,
All
guest host.
right.
But which morph holds the biggest foundation, or which species holds the biggest foundation in your collection?
Ball pythons.
And what morph and ball pythons would you say is the biggest foundation?
Hypoclown and pied, because I'm working those three recessives into each other. So
Yeah,
just
very strong
stuff that's
project.
het, or it's a visual, or it's a double. You know,
Okay.
yeah. There's a lot of stuff in the cooker, but that's mostly what you're gonna see. And then some genes like Arroyo, Trick, uh, the Yellow Belly, Spectre, just a few things, you know, to kind
Yeah,
of make
yeah. Different
stuff.
things too, you know, the Arroyo gene and stuff like that.
Yep.
That's cool.
I try to
So
take
tell
it.
everybody where they could find you and where's the best place to see those animals.
Also, you can go to my Instagram, SJS Exotics, at sjs.exotics.417.
Hell yeah. Check them
Look,
out, guys. Give them a follow.
it would have just been SJS Exotics, but apparently somebody somewhere has it already.
Oh, okay. And don't be shy. Go ahead and plug your show. I know you have a show here on YouTube as
Oh
well.
yeah, so I've got a couple of shows. Well, we got a few shows on the channel now. The Big Homies channel. Um, you can go the Big Homie Sean SJS, and you can find us on YouTube that way. We've got a show every Saturday. It's called the Big Homies Breakdown, where we have guests come on and we get to know them, you know, and we break them down.
A little more
And
personally than I do here.
yeah. And then we have the Big Homies Corner, where you know it's just kind of like a get together where we all just kind of shoot the
Like a
shit,
panel style type show.
panel style, bro. We just kind of
Gotcha.
get
Okay,
together, talk
okay.
about what's going on and the shows for the week or whatever.
Cool, cool.
Then we
Keep
got
up with the news and everything, right?
yeah. Then we got a tarantula show called Tarantulas After Dark, which is
Okay.
a great educational show. Cat and Joe are really
Yes.
good stuff.
Any arachnid fans out there, definitely catch that show with them because those are some great hosts.
Yep. And
Definitely
then
super knowledgeable about those arachnids.
yep. And then Sundays at 3 p.m. East, we've got Behind the Scales. That's a G Pause show where he breaks down mental health
Okay.
and he blends it with the reptile community, and it's a really good show.
I haven't
So
checked that one out yet. I'll have to give that one
yeah,
a
that one
watch.
just came out today. So
Oh, okay. Everybody go and check that
yeah,
out. I know GPaw is a great supporter of many other podcasts and shows out there. So
yeah,
it'd
man.
be cool to see what he's coming up with. Yeah, so are you wearing any merch tonight? Let's see what you got on. We
Lindworm, shout out. Oh,
Big Double L and Randall up in the house. Appreciate you.
man. Hey, that hoodie is fire, bro. And then
What do you got up on the hat?
wearing my own merch. I
There you
always
go.
got
SJS up top.
bro.
So I got a shout out Big Mike over there at Banana Bread Royals for the hat up top.
Oh,
And
I gotta
shout
get
out to
one.
everybody that was over at the Southeast Reptile Expo over the weekend. This is the one show I did not get to make it to, so a little bit of FOMO, but still rocking the shirt out for you all because that's an amazing show. It's honestly my favorite show that I've attended, and I definitely recommend if you haven't made it out there to put it in your plans for the show that's coming at the end of the year. Definitely one that is great for networking, great for getting together with all the people in the industry and just having a good time. And honestly, the best show to see some of the highest end animals available for sale in any kind of species, truly not just ball pythons. So I know everybody's ready to get into this episode, so let's go ahead and bring our guests on out tonight. We got Tim from Rainbow Tree Gems. Let's welcome him out. How's it going tonight, Tim?
What's going on, guys?
Thanks for joining us tonight. So, Tim, tell everybody the species that you work with before we bring out our other guest.
Right. So right now we're talking about carpondros, but I work with a lot of different species of all different types of reptiles and amphibians. But maybe I'll hone it in a little bit more and mainly just focus on green tree pythons and carpondros, but I also like venomous stuff as well. So I have a few vipers.
Okay.
I even have a cobra right now.
Nice.
Living in Texas, thankfully, I have that privilege. But
Yeah.
ever.
It's way different than Florida laws.
Yeah, Florida's, man, you got to get 10,000 hours.
It was 1,000 hours or
1,000.
500 in the paper test. So, yeah, I have like 300 something hours now towards that.
Hey,
so,
there you go.
yeah. And I'm just going to do the paper, screw the other 500.
Yeah.
But what other species did you work with? I mean, we got honorable mentions towards the end. We can have a look at some of those as well.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I started initially with corn snakes back when I was a kid, but I was catching garter snakes and then went to ball pythons, had a ball python for 10 years, red-tailed boas, had a red-tailed boa for 10 years. You know, I never bred those guys much, just had them as pets for a while. And then my brother bought a green tree python back in, what would that have been, like 2009 or so, and he had that green tree python for a few years, and I always loved green tree pythons. You know, every time I would see them at the pet shop, they would always be the holy grail, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Usually they're
always the most expensive snake there.
always the most expensive one, and then how they perch and how they look, you know, they always
just majestic and
forward, yeah.
pristine. I mean, not as much pristine when you understand like the imports versus the captive bred, because now you're looking at them and you're like, oof, that's a rough looking snake at the pet shop. But when we were kids, we're like, wow, there's that snake that I saw on that website or in that magazine.
And I don't like there's always been the rough ones coming in, but I feel like the export laws or like the exportation of the animals have gotten a little bit worse over time, potentially.
Yeah,
because
especially since we lost Cam and Bushmaster.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, we've lost some big names in the industry that were holding up the fort over there, and you know that happens. And then when people die, it opens up a niche for other people.
Yep. The warfare over in Wamena, that's, you know, conflicting with imports and collecting animals from there for the farms and stuff like that too. So those localities of, you know, green tree pythons have become a lot more rare.
Yeah,
Things
exactly.
like that. It just affects us in so many different ways.
Yeah, exactly. And then even like some industries or some, I guess, maybe facilities are labeling localities when they don't even have the knowledge to label that locality. For example, I bought a Cyclops Mountain that was labeled as a sarong, and right when I saw it, I knew this was a Cyclops Mountain.
You could tell the phenotype.
You know, so even like some companies label as one thing when they're really another, and that goes down to potentially the exportation complexities where like farm facilities are bringing in wild caught animals and calling them animals. So this happens very often in the trade.
And after Bushmaster left, now we're seeing it more often again. Because I feel like they were the most well known for those localities and the ones that you can kind of trust to be better at identifying them before export and even breeding them in the farms. You know, the new blue line came out of, you know, Bushmaster and all that, and I really I've seen some nice things happening with that lineage crossing into the true blue stuff and calico lines over the years. So
Bushmaster has always done well, in my opinion. Sometimes they rush their stock, and you'll still have to, you know, of course, quarantine
Yeah, they still had import or wild caught animals, I believe, coming through, but
But the
that's
male,
supply and demand.
I got a Bushmaster male. He's the male that bred with the 50/50 Carpondro, so he's the dad of all the babies.
Okay.
I'll show you a little.
So
He's
let's go ahead and get our other guest out here. I know I'm getting a little carried away in this talk because it's
All
really
right, Matt.
good,
Dude,
but
that Carpondro, dude, I can't wait to see what one looks
yeah, the
like, bro.
Carpondros are really awesome, but Burmballs are just as sweet because our other guest has worked mutations from the ball pythons into the Burmballs. So let's welcome Matt from Eternal Morphs. How's it going,
everybody?
man?
Good, man.
So tell us a little bit real quick about the species you work with and how you kind of came about crossing the Burmese python with the ball python. What inspired you to do that?
Yeah, so right now I'm primarily working the ball pythons, and then I got into the Burmese kind of by accident. So I have a big import coming from U.S. and Canada, and that kind of got delayed. So I just was searching for something to kind of save the season or figure it out. And just randomly, a burmball popped up on my Instagram, and I was like, "What the heck is that? That looks incredible," or whatever. So then I went
Gotcha.
down the rabbit hole with the ADHD. Went researching like crazy, and found a few different guys. I found one guy in Europe that was doing them, and then primarily another guy in Thailand that was doing it. So obviously I'm in Philippines.
Yeah.
So I'm just like a quick 3-hour plane ride to Thailand. I had to renew my visa anyways. So they had a reptile expo over there, jumped over there and saw it in person, and it was game over, man. I held that thing in person. It was a pastel yellow
Gotcha.
belly.
So you were inspired by actually seeing it in person before you did it.
Yeah, like I mean the photos look beautiful, right? But when I held that thing in person, man, it was
Had
like
to have one.
unbelievable.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was like I went home and I got like 6, 7 breeder female Burmese in like about a week, 2 weeks. So like here, it's a lot easier for me to source them, right? Probably
Okay,
than you
yeah.
guys in the U.S. Because here, a lot of people buy them as pets, and then they get really big. Obviously, that's kind of like one of the drawbacks to a Burmese is they get 14 feet. They feed it a lot, and then they just it's expensive to feed for folks
Yeah.
over here, right? You got to feed it these chickens on a regular basis. So it's just like the pet
They
enjoyment of
kind
it.
of give them away to you.
Yeah, man. So I was able to load up on that and then just give it a try. With that mentorship from the guy in Thailand. And yeah, they're just so
Yeah.
amazing. Like when I held it in person, it's like it's got the ball python like genetics, but it looks better as an adult.
Feels more like a
That's one of the
Burm.
interesting. Yeah, it's like they got the strength of the Burmese, but the one thing that I love so much is that it gets better with age. So like if I take a look at the hatchling photo of the one that I saw in Thailand, it's like way better as an adult. So like they get that from the Burmese, I guess. I think the scales are a little bit smaller than like a ball python, so like the density of the scales is better. And it was just beautiful. It was like a pastel yellow belly blew all my ball pythons out of the water, right?
Gotcha, yeah.
In terms of beauty and strength and just how chill it was. It wasn't shy like a ball python. It gets 100%
More
of the.
active, yeah.
Those
Yeah,
things
Do you see
glow.
that as well, Tim? Do you see that the Carpondros are more active than green tree pythons?
Yeah, I could agree with Matt with multiple things. I mean, the scalations will change with hybridization. I love the scales of Carpondros. They feel like silky smooth. Of course, like scale count is one of those things that you'll use to identify animals. So hybridization is like it's doing something weird with the scales in a way.
Yeah, it's changing it up.
So it's changing it up a little bit, and I find that very interesting. Like facial pictures, I'll look at the scales and I'll see different numbers of scales. So
Okay.
I like that comment that Matt did, but also yeah, with behavior, yeah, you'll see different types of behavior that like makes these hybrid animals really stand out. I mean, that's the main thing that brought me to the 50/50s in the first place. Seeing a video of a Carpondro curiously crawl upwards towards the camera. I'm like, not a lot of snakes do that, so they don't have that shy mentality. So look at how did we make dogs? We made dogs by breeding different lineages of coyotes and wolves and finding some cute little animal of that, of that litter, and then breeding that one with its siblings or whatever, over thousands of years, and then you eventually get a very domesticated animal, and
You
maybe
end up with a pug.
or you get a pug with a weird looking face, or
Yeah, a lot of cats were
you
domesticated
know,
kind of that way as well, like
you
wild
can
cats
do it.
crossed with house cats and stuff.
Yeah, so you can make lineages based off of personality as well, which is kind of a cool thing to think about.
Now, since both of these hybrids are pythons, do you guys have had clutches from the other species on their own? Have you noticed any differences with the eggs themselves outside of just size? Like, is texture or thickness of the shells different?
I'll let Matt go first.
Um, yeah, on my side, like yeah,
Well, let me
the
ask, which
egg.
female is laying the egg for you, Matt?
Yeah, so you'll have the most success using the Burmese as the female.
Okay.
Apparently, it can be done both ways around, but I don't think people have had much success the other way around. And also, the male like genitalia and stuff to a female ball python can be dangerous if it's like not dangerous, but like could do some damage.
Yeah.
If the Burmese is too big, right? So like if you are gonna do it that other way around, you definitely want to use like a smaller Burm male if you can, like an older one, but just maybe like one that you've kind of fed a little bit slower, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the eggs are interesting. It's like they don't really get that dimple right away. Like it's like whenever you're doing the cutting, even though it's like they've already pipped or whatever, it's like it's still kind of like tight. Whereas like a ball python egg, you can really like squeeze it, and it's like
And how
that
would
sort
you
of thing.
compare it to a Burmese python egg, though? I mean, have you produced Burmese on their own?
Yeah, we had one clutch with that, and it's similar, but it is like a little bit more. The burmball egg is more. It doesn't have
More
that dimple
tough.
effect as much. Yeah, it's more
Yeah.
tough, if you will. Yeah, that's the right word.
More rigid, so to
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
Okay. And how about the Carpondro eggs? Which is the female laying them, and how would they compare to that species?
Yeah, so with any hybrids, of course, like Matt said, you always want your female to be the larger of the two, um, generally speaking. So the female will be the larger one. So usually we would look at the female species to compare what the eggs
Yeah.
look like. And with my project, like a little bit more like it's the F2 project right now. So it's a Carpondro with the green tree. Whereas like a lot of Carpondro breeders are starting with a carpet python as a female and a green tree python as a male, but apparently it's been done both ways.
Yeah, I
Uh,
have seen the female green tree python with a male.
yeah,
I
it
can't
was a
recall the
smaller
name.
male, like maybe it was like it's like ooh mommy or something.
Yeah,
No,
that's a tough one though, because
it's
I
some,
would
Hey,
always see the female
some
being the carpet, like
yeah.
easier,
Jared, I
easier way
got a
around.
question for these guys, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, do you guys notice any resistance at first when you add a different species of python to the tub? And your husbandry, does it change at all?
Yeah, it's great questions. Like, I'll just reiterate on those. Like, are the cycles between the two different species hard to match up and things like that, I guess, right?
Right, yeah. So let me finish the eggs really quick because I think that is a very interesting subject. And I've only bred the female 50/50 Carpondro 3 times. My first time, the eggs were significantly larger and I only had 12. The second time, the eggs actually were much smaller and I had like 20 something.
And
And the
was it the same male?
same male the whole time.
Okay.
And the third clutch, the eggs were the healthiest, and they were the most like green tree python. They were more similar to green tree pythons, a little bit smaller. But like, what's interesting thing about the eggs is I've seen the eggs change throughout the female's lifespan,
Yeah.
from the first clutch to the third clutch, based off of size and how many she had.
like her maturity level is actually
maturity
playing
level
into the
actually
viability
plays
and
the viability of the eggs, and that makes sense because when we look at green tree pythons, they go through an ontogenetic transition that's more extreme than most other snakes in the world, essentially. So it would make sense as the female Carpondro is maturing furthermore, she'll be able to be more in her green tree python
and what
genetic
age?
state.
What age was the first clutch compared to the third clutch?
5 years old versus 8 years old.
5 versus 8. Yeah, that's a huge difference. And 5 is a long time. That's the recommended time to wait for any like female green tree python, typically minimum. So
Yeah,
that's a good length of time too. So to see it actually improve beyond that is an excellent documentation.
yeah.
So
Very
back,
interesting in mind. Yeah, but back to Sean's question
yeah.
about cycling. I mean, you could have a whole episode about that. We don't know anything when it comes to comparing the two lineage or between the two species, left and right, and finding a good.
Yeah.
So I think we're at its infancy, even in learning how to breed unique species in general. I think a lot of zoos still struggle with breeding unique species. So hybrids are one of those unique species, if I may do so declare it as such. But anyways, the breeding and the fertility of egg-laying python is still being explored, and it's hard to say that potentially. Like I think the cycling and the temperature regime of the female and the male are very important for fertility, based off of my 3 years of experience. Because my third year, we'll just say that my heat panel broke,
Okay.
and I had nearly a 100% hatch rate.
Wow.
So we'll just say that there might be a heat-induced
So you
fertility.
think that cooling induces higher fertility rates
It
in the
will.
males and
Guaranteed.
everything? And that's more so with the
I'm
carpets.
doing this to help others succeed, but I think that we need to push the boundaries of cooling a little bit more as breeders.
Yeah, it's an interesting point because on our hybrid group chat, we've been talking about that a lot. So, for example, myself, I've had a lot of success on breeding the BURMBALLs, whereas in North America and other countries, like the fertility rate is quite low, get a lot of slugs, issues like that. Whereas me, I'm just doing ambient, right? So I'm in the Philippines, so like during the day, it's maybe 90 degrees, and then at night, it's dropping to, I don't know, 78, 80, something like that. So that's a pretty big drop on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Is that year
My
round?
temperature- Yeah, so my temperature where I live is essentially the exact same year round. Whereas other spots of Philippines, like they kind of have like a hot season or like a summer, if you will. But where I live, it's pretty much might change 1 or 2 degrees. That's about it. So I think pushing, like Tim said, pushing the boundaries of like what we explore in terms of those temperature drops, even just in general, right? Like I think with ball pythons, we're very lucky in how easy they are to breed. But other species, like for example, like bowlines and stuff, like we're learning about that, where like they really need like a big temperature swing.
They've had really good success, not good success, but much better success over the past, like, say 5 years, at least
Yeah.
raising those to adulthood and captivity. And yeah.
So I think that's going to be something that we're going to learn. As Tim said, it's in like the infancy of the observation here and just figuring it out. I know some of the people in the group that are trying to do the BURMBALLs in the U.S. are trying to replicate my temperature swings and the humidity and that sort of stuff. So we'll see what impact that has this year. But back to Sean's question as well. So like on the hybrids, the female will dictate like the eggs, like the number of eggs that you get on the clutch. So for example, if you did a male Burmese to a female ball, you would still get that 6 to 10 eggs.
Yeah,
Whereas
because
doing it the
that's
other way
typical.
around, my first clutch was 37, then 20, then 32. So yeah.
A lot of burn balls.
Yeah.
It is,
You get a
yeah.
lot more that way around, and it'll be
It's nice
better
for
if you're
recessives. That's all
like
I'm
for
gonna say.
you mixing in the genetics. Yeah, it's better for your odds and everything going that direction.
Now,
Yeah.
being in the
So another
Philippines,
question. What?
I was just going to ask him if it was hard to move his animals being in the Philippines, that he can't even send most of it to America.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
did have a
that's
question about that as well. Yeah. Like the laws, are the laws against that, or do laws affect your guys' ability to sell or ship anywhere? And it kind of goes into your same question with the shipping.
Yeah, because as soon as he said he had a 30, a 20, I was like,
Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
that's a lot of babies to go.
Let's ask Tim first though. I mean, do
yeah.
laws or anything affect your ability to sell or any,
Well, that's one of the main reasons why I picked green tree pythons is that they are that smaller size python that most larger cities don't have ordinances against over 6 foot snakes.
Mhm.
They're also not venomous, so you don't have the venomous laws, unlike some rear fang venomous snakes have. So I think green tree pythons are one of those animals that have minimal regulations
for
against
sure.
ordinances other than when they're shipped out initially. Of course, like
Yeah.
Indonesia will have uh, regulations on who gets to ship wild animals or farm raised animals because the wild animals probably don't have that, I guess, that ability to.
Audio got real good.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know all the regulations of like Indonesian law. Of course, Matt would probably know a little bit more than me because we're actually taking that green python from Indonesia and shipping it to America, and that's what I'm working with. But these hybrids, I don't think hybrids have much regulation in general.
Yeah.
And how about for you, Matt, with the Burmese and everything? What kind of regulations and how are you going about shipping those?
Yeah, I'm mad at the US right now. You guys don't allow me to ship there, which sucks.
And what
Because of the
prevents
Lacey
it?
Act. So it's
The
the Lacey
Lacey
Act,
Act. Okay.
which you guys have, which prevents the import of Burmese, reticulated pythons, anaconda, the black-headed pythons, I think, a few, basically any large species, right? Because of the Florida situation. So yeah, like in terms of me moving them, that's really the only restriction. There are, I was really hoping to hit some of the Asia markets, so like Japan, Korea, stuff like that with the burn balls. But Japan doesn't allow them either.
Wow.
They're not allowed
That's
Burmese
crazy.
either. And then Korea was a go, but then they recently passed a law where it's like any reptile over like I can't remember how many feet. I want to say like 5 feet, 6 feet. Any reptile, doesn't matter, lizard, anything. They're not allowed to, like even the shops aren't even allowed to own them. I think you can own them as a pet, but like, anyway, so that's kind of out now. But so my biggest source that I've sold into so far is UAE, so like the Middle East, and then also to Canada. So I've sold a bunch into Canada, which doesn't have any regulations. And like what Tim was saying too, the nice thing about the hybrids is, for example, a Burmese gets way too big, right? So there are certain city ordinances or certain laws where you can't have something over 6 feet or you can't have something over 9 feet. Whereas a Burmball male will only get 5 to 6 feet, so it slides under that one, and then a female only gets 7 to 9 feet, so that slides under the 9 foot ones as well. So that's another big benefit to the hybrids as well, that people are looking to own that bigger snake, that more powerful snake, but have those restrictions in their area.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate for like us in Florida. We can't have any
Yeah.
Burmese or any kind of hybrids with the Burmese even
Yep.
in them, or can't even, I don't even think you can ship a piece of shed here. Like they're just so
Dude,
strict,
they're shutting down sheds in Florida, bro.
Like who knows, what they can
That's
really send
wild,
out
bro.
here. I just want to say what's up
Wow,
to some
Mark.
people in the chats. If I already said what's up, I appreciate you all joining us. We got Gus Low in the chat over here, 299, Big Sam Proxima, Mark, Rat Bastard, Slay in the
I need to just grab
building.
it.
We appreciate you. John, Mission Morphs. We got Mills in the house. Big Mike, Rammary's Royals in the house. JJ Snake Experts, appreciate you. see who else. Dan Vision Quest Reptiles, 319 Reptiles, Tire God Morphs, everybody that's jumping in the chats. We appreciate you tonight, and I hope you're enjoying all these interesting questions. We're gonna get into showing off some snakes next, but while I have you all here with us live, I wanted to premiere my new promotion song for Genetic Canvas. So if y'all just want to chill out and jam with me for the next 2 minutes and enjoy this, let's see what you think.
Reptile mutations are my occupation.
They disappeared like something was gonna pop up.
My concentration. Break down the genes and their complications. Don't overthink it. Let's start with the basics. Let's go. Head stamp designers, pattern magnifiers, contrast killers and color amplifiers. It's all in the blushing. As it grows, it gets brighter. If you don't know what I'm saying, then tune in for knowledge. Genetic canvas. Genetic canvas. Is it recessive, incomplete, dominant? That's a no-brainer. Read the parent like a puzzle, every clutch another lesson. Each morph can change the story, every combo flips the script. From humble little hatchling to a masterpiece you grip. Head stamp designers, pattern magnifiers, contrast killers and color amplifiers. It's all in the blushing. As it grows, it gets brighter. If you don't know what I'm saying, then tune in for knowledge. Genetic canvas. Genetic canvas. Reptile mutation.
It's all like choppy for me, so like I can't hear if it's playing straight. I know it does.
Dude, it sounded great, bro. That Rasta vibe was fire.
So I'm gonna be making like a music video to go along with that to promote the show and everything. But I hope you guys enjoyed that first premiere of that song. I put a lot of work into that, wrote it myself, designed it. You know, I used a little AI, but I'm doing it by myself. I'm not a music artist, so. But personalized.
Really good. Really good. I love the Rasta Safari, like John said. My brother's actually doing the same thing using Sono, and you know, I like yours more than his.
I gotta actually like, I think I'm actually gonna make like a music video for it. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna go out and get some of the local reggae groups or something. No.
Nice. Put on the premiere.
Nah, it'll be funny. Nah, it'll be fun. We'll see. So, let's see some of these Carpondros while we ask you some questions about them. I'm ready to dive into these live snakes.
Probably should move the computer over there then, huh?
Yeah, no problem. While you're doing that, I'm gonna throw this up for everybody to see because Rice Reptiles is still running a 30% off promo. If you use code GEM30 when you inquire through Morph Market or a private inquiry, you can save 30% off your entire order. So make sure you guys are using this code. It is limited time until the end of February. Not only that, but we got another one for you. So real quick, we got Ectothermic Dungeon running a code as well. So check out their Morph Market, code Dungeon10, same thing. Drop it in the comments, drop it in the notes, hit them up about an animal and drop it in your inquiry. Save 10% off your entire order and get them deals because I know both of these breeders are running some amazing deals as well.
Bro, that thing looked like an amazing business card, bro. Whoever came up with that was fire. I like that.
I did them. Thank you.
Oh, you did that?
Yeah, I do everything
Oh
for the
wow, dude,
show.
that was fire, bro. I liked it.
This is
I
a
mean, I do want to shout out real quick. I
oh
do
yeah.
want to shout out John at Morphs because he came on and he helped me backstage a little bit, just kind of giving me cues, helping me out, getting familiar with running it because I'm running it from a phone as opposed to a computer. So shout out to Morphs fam. Appreciate you all out there. Let's get Tim on the big screen.
Ooh. So this is the one that you like, Jared.
Is that number 6 or
Yeah.
11?
This is sorry, this is number 11.
That one's coming. That one's got some more color
So
coming
this
in.
one already started to change green. It's kind
Yeah.
of how it already started changing colors.
Look at
And
all
I
that
love how.
design on it, though. Look at
What'd you
that,
say?
man. All that design on it, man. It's just
Yeah,
it's
he's
I
so
clean.
call
chill.
this fine line because it's got very fine lines. Like its pattern is kind of like it's gonna go through the OCC, so the greens are gonna come in, and these lines are gonna start changing color, maybe black or blue. Maybe we'll see some yellow. We don't know how these guys are gonna change.
Can
So
you get it real close to the camera in like a horizontal frame so we can see the body sideways?
I'm not quite sure how to change my frame.
Okay, so well, you don't have to change the frame or nothing,
Dude,
because you're
look at
on a laptop, so it's gonna be different for you. Just hold the snake up sideways, so we can
Yeah.
see like the body pattern. Yeah, like that.
Like that,
Exactly.
yeah.
And I really love how the Carpondros like to stripe out still because green tree pythons like to have the typical barbed wire stripe, so to say, down the back. But the Carpondro takes what would typically be diamonds and it separates them from those lines and just kind of turns them into like these stripes. And they all are variable in their own way,
Are
just like
they
the
all
green tree
super
python,
chill
me,
like
Nate.
that?
They are very active, as you can tell. So right when I pull them out, they start. And I gotta be very careful when I'm putting them back, just because.
They're moving everywhere. It's awesome.
Now, when incubating green tree python babies, we know we like to typically like straight bake 88.6, and then I know some breeders will cool down a degree for the last week. Now, is there any difference when you're incubating the Carpondro eggs?
So I follow Marilia viridis, the complete Marilia viridis handbook.
In- Okay, you
Uh,
incubate them the same as green tree pythons then?
yeah, so I'll incubate this
Ooh.
python.
Oh, that one. Is that
That's
number
nice.
6?
This one's number 6, I believe. Yeah,
Oh, that one is my
Oh
ultimate
my
favorite.
god.
getting right now.
Yeah.
So is there
Oh
any
my
genetics in
goodness.
that? Like on the carpet
Yeah, the
side, did you have any
locality
genetics?
So
as
it
well.
looks like it's like, let me tell you right now, no genetics whatsoever. Just a nice jungle carpet python is what
Okay.
we started with from Selective Scales. Selective Scales produced the 50/50 Carpondro.
And was the 50/50 was the green tree python locality like Biak or
So the first generation, the F1, was a sarong, and then the F2 was going to be the Manokwari Bushmaster. So we have technically this is a
Jaguar
sarong
sarong? Okay, go ahead.
jungle, no jag in this, no jag. Sarong jungle Manokwari is how we would classify this technically, simply.
Yeah, because it's 75, it's 75, 25. So 25 jungle, and then you'd have 50 sarong, and
50
then
Manokwari.
or 50 Manakwari, 25 sarong. Yeah.
This one's really nice. I like this one.
So could you actually
Wow.
tell so people who don't really work with those animals what are the difference with these babies from their natural? I mean, I can see some of the differences. Holy cow, that's an
That
amazing
one's
one too.
incredible.
So they're already changing colors, as you can tell. Like the
What do
yellow.
you think of these, Matt? So the yellow's changing green, sorry.
Sorry, I was blowing my nose. They look incredible, man.
I gotta have one of those.
I just love how, like, same with mine, like with the burn balls, it's just like they're so friggin' friendly. Like, it's just like a better pet snake.
I don't like to be rough with them or anything, but you can touch them with a face.
Yeah, they don't care. It's awesome.
Right. I do have a sassy one. That one's sold. I'll show you that one. That one I have to respect. It's a beautiful individual. I'm just like this is one that's already sold. It gets a little bit more on edge.
Oh, that one's pattern is really red. I like that.
Yeah, that's nice.
Like much brighter red.
This one's already starting to have some black speckles come in.
How are their temperaments with you? They all seem so very chill.
Well watch. Look how fast this one is.
That one is, yeah, he was like right on you.
Quick, bro.
That one there has one of the coolest head stamps. And when you get the Carpondros, I mean, they are totally head stamp designers, like my songs say. Every single one is such a cool head stamp.
Let me see. It's a little bit difficult because I have some bars that include my movement here.
Yeah, but even though she's so nervous, it's like she's not striking either. Like, she's just more like on, ready to rock.
This one's more on edge. You can tell by the body language, a little bit more in the S position.
So right now it's heavier on the chondro side, correct?
Yeah, these are.
So will you go from the chondro back into carpet?
Let's see your favorite one.
I mean, this is one of my favorite ones, but this one you just look at the size. This one's not.
Dang, yeah, that's the one with the thickest black pattern, correct?
God.
Yeah, I really like this one's pattern.
That thing is insane. Wow.
Fluorescent.
Smash that like button, everybody. Holy cow.
Smash it 3 times.
And make sure you guys are subscribed to see more content like this, because we are doing variable species episodes more often. That one is amazing.
My favorite ones. I hope it does well. It's only eaten once on its own, and that was one species head. I've had to assist it now like 3 or 4 times. But you can't win them all, right? You can't win them all.
So how would you explain hybrid ant like snakes to somebody that's unfamiliar with them?
Well, I mean, that's a loaded question. It depends
you know,
on how much experience they have with snakes, right? So I'm gonna have.
So here's a good one. I mean, I was trying to make this one a little different, but what made y'all want to get into the hybrids, I guess he was asking.
Okay, so that is because of their personality. I wish I could save the video of like when I first saw the Carpondro's personality, and I just loved it.
Hey Tim, do you have a fan on?
I found very little of that.
Oh, that is it. Okay.
Was that it?
Yeah, it sounds much better.
I was like, man, I got a fan on in the background, but
it's
I
probably
didn't
you
think
too, Sean. I think it is you.
Sean, you can
I hear yours now.
Might be mine. I can off mine too.
Kill the fans. Make you all sweat.
This one just ate.
Is that better for you, buddy?
For sure, chondro strain. It's human nature.
The guys that's on. This is number 12 here, and this one's sold.
Oh, that one I love how it has more of the green tree python connection of the eye banding, the eye striping.
Well, most of them have the eye striping, which is very cool.
Tim, I need to get with you after
that
this
one.
show, so.
Yeah, that one there kind of reminds me of like the Maruki eye banding, where it kind of connects over the top of the head as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that one's super nice. It has. Here, I'll show you the head pattern one more time. Oh, it's
Yeah, it's
flipped
crazy.
Duval.
down.
It's the best co-host in the game.
But some of them have black tails and some of them don't, which is cool. Well,
Yeah, which ones? So the ones that don't have black tails, are they just white?
like the ones that look more like green tree python. Oh, sorry, that look more like carpet pythons are the ones that have less of a black tail.
Oh, interesting.
I'll show you this one here.
I hate it when this happens.
I'm
Going
trying
back to
to
the
find
question
it.
earlier too,
Yeah.
why I got into it was because, like, similar to Tim, it's like the personality of the hybrids. When I saw the Burmball in Thailand, it was just the most friendly, curious snake that, way more than the ball pythons I had
Oh,
at the
I
time.
love that.
So, yeah, I fully agree with that. First, their beauty, because I mean, all of these are friggin' crazy, right? That we're seeing now,
Yeah.
just insane.
Bro, that's the
But it's the
prettiest green
personality.
snake I ever seen.
Is that one of your holdbacks, Tim?
You
Please
know, I
God.
wanted to keep this one as a holdback, but it was one of the first ones to sell.
Oh,
Oh,
okay. That I think when I saw your clutch of them was my favorite on the perches in the pile because it has the most like tiger striping without as much dorsal striping. It's a very dashed pattern, banded pattern. I like that a lot.
Yeah, this one's amazing for sure. One of my
hey,
Now,
for sure. I mean, it has a crazy little neck stamp as well. Not a lot of them have neck stamps. Let me see if it turns around.
Yeah, I love the variability with the hybrids too. It's like for me on my side, I just had a pastel clown male, and the only incomplete dominant on the Burmese side was hypo, right? They only have one, but the variety in the clutches was significant. So it's so cool to see this.
You could almost see that little. It's got like this, like a almost like reverse eye spot on its neck here. There you go. It's very finicky. I don't hold them a lot, but well,
hybrids need love too.
you can see the neck stamp there, the dot and the circle and everything.
yeah,
That's cool. It's almost like an eye.
yeah, it's kind of interesting. But you could also tell how this one does not have a very black tail either. Just a little
Yeah,
Mhm.
bit.
just a little bit.
Yeah, more yellow that drags down all the way. So, do you know of any kind of like issues, failure to thrive, or birth defects that could be common with either of these hybrids?
I think it's actually the opposite, at least on my side. They actually thrive better than I would say, arguably, than either species. Now, Burmese, I mean, they obviously don't have any issues eating, but my Burmballs, the 54 that I made, I think out of all of them since June have maybe missed 3 meals out of the 54 of them. That's it. And that was like when they're crazy deep in shed. So like the Burmballs certainly thrive better. They have that hybrid vigor where they thrive a little bit better, eat a little bit better.
That
Yeah.
head stamp looks like a little gremlin with either ears or like a little gremlin with wings or
Bro, I was just about to
that thing
say it
is
looked like a
so
little
cool.
gremlin, bro. The big ass ears on the side. Yeah, bro. I was
That thing
just
is
thinking
wicked.
that.
I love how just thick and bold that pattern is. Again, one of my favorites. I didn't
Hey,
ask you
so
for any of these because I figured they were your holdbacks or
So
what's
this one already sold.
yeah.
what
The first,
size enclosure you reckon they require at full grown?
uh, something equivalent to a female green tree python. So a
Okay.
3 foot by 2 foot would probably be big enough.
If
Fair.
anybody is interested in guest hosting a future episode of the Genetic Canvas, just like the big homie Sean is doing right now, just comment "seat taken" and I'll write your name down and put you into the queue to be next on the list to reach out for an episode.
Sorry about the dog, guys. Oh my god. Is
Now
that your holdback?
that one resembles the closest to a green tree python pattern, I would say. Just like those true diamonds, but very busy, you know?
Yeah, this one has like a busy Aru pattern to it.
Yeah, would you agree out of the clutch that that's the closest to like just a pure green tree python look?
I think I already showed you this one, but this one, in my opinion, looked more like a green tree python.
Oh yeah, kind of like more like a sarong jayapura yellow.
This one, like you can see its meal in its belly, so I don't want to mess with it too much. But that one, in my opinion, this one right here, just looks more like if I didn't know it was a Carpondro, I would have guessed it was a green tree python. Like
Okay.
this that has the higher black and white. I mean, yeah, it looks like a green tree python, but it just stands out a little bit too much, you know?
Yeah, it definitely still stands out. Like I was saying, it was busier and bolder, and you could just
I
tell the
hope it
shift
holds the
in the color of
pattern.
the yellow.
I hope they hold pattern to adulthood, dude. That'd be freaking dope.
This is one of the few ones that are still for sale.
Very nice.
So this one
Ooh.
has a little more brown, and so the contrast doesn't stand out as much, but who knows? The pattern might turn more blue. We don't know. So that's the crazy
This,
thing about these guys is that we don't know what their color is going to turn into quite yet. I mean, this is the F2. There's not many F2s out there.
yeah,
With
it's
the
so cool that they go through the
50-50,
color change still.
Then, yes,
yeah. And with the 50-50 Carpondros, I feel like there's a little less variation with the outcome. You get a lot more of the typical 50-50 Carpondro patterning, and they always tend to take on that more of a bluish, greenish, darker tone, but the blackish pattern. Do you kind of see that consistency with other 50-50s that you know of?
yeah, I would say 50-50s. Most of them are going to look more like carpet pythons. I mean, some of them will get that nice contrast. Well, most of them have that nice contrast, um, but it really just depends. I mean, there's some 50-50s that turn very dark and some that almost look just like carpets, but most of them don't look like green trees. I can tell you that.
Most of them get a green wash to them, though,
Some of them get
correct?
green wash. Yeah, that green wash does come over them. Like
But
Tony,
it's like that darker kind of carpet green wash, yeah.
yeah, it's more of a almost like army green. But like, I'll show you the mom of these babies, and she's got that green wash, but it's almost more like
I really like that one. That
this is
one's
one of my
cool.
favorite ones. This one has a pink tongue.
Oh, pink tongue,
Oh,
so that one's way different than the others?
Yeah, so this is one of my holdbacks.
Oh yeah, you saw it there. Yep.
Yeah, there you
oh
go.
yeah.
Cool.
So the other ones have some black or all black?
Everybody has all black tongues except for this one.
Wow.
That's dope.
Interesting.
So I'm hoping for a hypomelanistic one here.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. Like you're taking on cues for hypomelanism, things like that. And it's got a much more lighter red
Yeah.
um, patterning and everything.
Ooh.
This
Almost
was
much almost
at first, but it's doing well now, so I'm happy.
would you say that its yellow is almost a touch of a highlighter brighter than the others? Yeah, it looked it in the camera.
Baby pictures, you could actually see that one is more almost like translucent pink.
Yeah, that's really cool, man.
Yeah, so I'm happy with that one. I mean, I already showed you the stripe one. There's not many more I can show you right now. I mean, this one is one of my favorites as well. I'm shocked I didn't hold on to this one, but I did sell it. This one was born as an army green one, and now it's kind
Oh, look at that tail.
So nice.
I like the tail wrapping over, how the tail is like a much more mossy green, kind of like the Mangshan viper
of
almost.
yeah. And this one has a nice like star-shaped head stamp. I like this one.
Yeah, that's a killer holdback.
Well, this one's not a holdback, but
Oh
holdback.
yeah, you wish
Sold
you
it,
held it back.
yeah. Wish you-
Yeah.
Seller's
Seller's
remorse.
remorse already. Yep.
It hasn't
So
refused a meal either. Like I have 2 or 3 that have never refused a meal since their first one. and that's one of them.
Okay. Before we give the video over to Matt, do you want to show us the adults that you created these with?
Yeah, let me show you the adults.
All right,
You're
awesome.
in the other room. Oh, and look, their lights turned off because I have them on a timer. Let me turn it back on.
Yeah, no worries.
So I
Make
got
sure you guys are utilizing these discount codes. I'm running the banners right now, 65% off an additional label. So that's in addition to the 60% off codes that you can use on 2 labels. You can get another one at 65% off using code selective65 at redlineshipping.com. And then we got another one for you guys, and it's the Husbandry Pro 60-day free trial. So make sure you guys are using code selective60 to get signed up. Keep track of your collections, keep track of your lineage and your husbandry, and use code selective60 to also reinitiate any account that's 60 days or older. So back to you, Tim.
All right, so this is the mom of the babies. So she just shed yesterday, and she's being silly. She's actually hiding under her little hide. And
Yeah,
she,
that's like the classic 50-50 look, right? To
yeah,
me, it is.
she made a poopy, so I don't want her to touch that. So the one thing I love about arboreals is that they're not on the ground with their poops, but
Yeah.
she's showing us that she doesn't care.
God, she is so beautiful. That green wash of color, it's just so amazing. I need one so bad.
She's one of my favorite snakes for sure, and Tony Jerem bred her.
Yeah, shout out to Tony.
Yeah, shout out to Tony. I don't think he's had a successful clutch since her.
Yeah, he was gonna come on, but he was like, I haven't produced anything in a while. So he was like, I'll leave it to Tim.
Right, and he's done amazing work.
It's beautiful. Now, how does her color compare to like a carpet? Is it brighter? Is it like is it nicer? Like,
so her colors, like there's multiple different things that are different. I mean, her yellows are more like a lime green.
mhm.
She does have this like black in between her scales here. That I call it kind of like a dirty look, but I kind of like it as well.
Like the tipping on a Jaguar gets,
Yeah,
like the black scale tips.
So dirty.
Yeah. Yeah, I always like that tipping on like the Jaguars and stuff. And I know like a lot of people breed that out of them,
they
but
breed it out. So we got
yeah.
it back in the Carpondros, but we could breed it out again. Like for my baby that has like the very fine lines, but like they'll change color. So I think it's just part of the change that they have. Like seeing pictures of her I have on my Instagram, she's just a bright cream with a black, and then she developed that high yellow with that overall arching like green hue. And I mean, she's just a beautiful girl, and she's like, yeah, she's a little touchy. Like if I touch her neck like that, but she's
Yeah.
um,
But not aggressive, just like
she's not
defensive, shy.
aggressive. She will try and bite me if she's hungry. But that's because I feed her in her cage, right? So,
Yeah.
And then the dad was just a jungle carpet, right?
Just show you the dad.
Or no,
And
yeah.
so I wonder
Dad was the
how the fangs are on those hybrids. Like, are they just as big as a normal green tree, or
Yeah,
that's
I
a good
wonder that
question.
too.
smaller?
The dad's a pure green tree python. That's what I was thinking.
How bad those bites gonna hurt?
That's what I'm trying to
That's
figure
the
out.
Maniquara there.
Nice.
Wow, the difference is night and day.
Yeah. And you bought that one as a neonate and raised it up, or did you get it as an older animal?
Son as a 3-year-old,
3-year-old, okay.
2018. So he's probably like 10 years old now.
And did you go with a U.S. captive bred locality, or did you get him import?
This is a Bushmaster that was purchased from somebody, and then I just bought him. So he's a long
Oh, okay.
pretty much.
Yeah, That's cool. And I think that's a great way to go about it with that wild blood, honestly.
Yeah, and he's
'Cause-
amazing. He's beautiful. He is a little like if I pull him off of his perch, he doesn't like it.
Mhm.
So I usually just let him hang on for the most part, unless
Yeah.
But I'm getting him horny again. I'm trying to breed him to a couple other females. Hopefully, I have a Bill Stiegel female. Right
Yeah,
here.
go ahead and show us a couple of these amazing green tree pythons that you have.
She's hiding in the back, and she became a little bit more like you could look at her.
Up a little?
Can you see her?
No, up a little bit.
Sorry, here, let me.
Yeah, there she is.
Here, she's looking at my finger,
Ooh,
trying to
she's
bite him.
coming. Yeah, she's trying to come out.
There we go. Here, let me.
Yeah, shout out to the mayor of Conroe Town because he always produces some amazing animals. I
So,
still have yet to get an animal from Bill.
this girl is a sibling. I know her head's right there. This girl's a sibling to the Bill Stiegel, the sickness.
Nice.
Yeah.
Crazy genetics.
So I'll hopefully breed her, but she's old. She's 8 years old, and I still haven't bred her.
Wow. Did you attempt to at all or just held off?
I've attempted, but I just have I haven't attempted that hard. Like I probably only attempted last year, but she didn't take last year. And then this one is a Biak Jaya I bought from Tyler Harford, and she just came at me. But she's cool.
Ready to eat.
Yeah, she's ready. And then I got a Cyclops female there. I was out of town, so she didn't shed all that great while I was out of town. And I had somebody take care of her, but she's still shedding, so I'm not going to show her off. I'll show you one of the reds I got.
Yeah, that's a great question.
You still on mute, Jared? I can't hear you.
Hey, nope, Jared, you're still
Python Susie asked you to drop the numbers of the neonates that were still available so that they can go back and check them out.
Oh, for sure.
But what is that you're holding?
Just number 15 right now. If you want number 11, Jared.
Well, 6 would be my number 1, but is that one sold or no?
That's a whole bag.
Oh, okay. On 11 it is. All right, yeah, we'll figure it out. But
This
that
is Gaia Biak Cyclops I bought from Tyler's Green Tree Pythons as well.
Jaya Biak Cyclops. Nice. So 50% Cyclops, 25 Jaya Biak.
Yep. I have her mom, or this one's mom right now. So.
Now, designers, let's talk about designer green tree pythons real quick. This is a locality outcross. I think that there's always been a controversy of when lineages become designer in green tree pythons. Do you have a take on that, Tim?
There's two different takes. Once you throw in a whole bunch of localities, that becomes a designer. Or when you have a nice animal that you could prove out.
That throws consistent, that throws consistent lineage from the mixture of genetics that you've put together.
It doesn't even have to be consistent. There could be years off. I mean, people are going to look at that animal like, I want a baby from that one.
But I mean, like, consistent in the years that it is producing, the offspring are consistent.
Yeah, and you're going to get something crazy from a crazy green tree python. It might not be the animal that you thought it was, but if you have 20 babies from that individual, one of those are going to be amazing.
I'll have to get Bill on to talk about how that lineage that got started for him, because that's a great that would be a great breakdown of how one of those lineages got started.
So the sickness was kind of just like a fluke. I'm not going to speak
exactly
but like that was a Wamina designer animal. Sorry, Wamina times a designer, and that designer didn't have a lot of melanin. It had some mite phase, but not a lot of melanin. So that's
Yeah, when that black animal came out, well, it started transitioning to like all black, and then it became that galaxy phase looking snake. And
yeah.
yeah, I mean, it was incredible to watch that thing transform back in the day, and
Oh
just
yeah.
to see like that whole history of that line come together. It's like
Yeah.
now I want grandkids from those
Yeah,
animals.
he's got some nice ones. I mean, what the freight train pathogen?
Freight train pathogen. He's got anthrax, the
Yeah,
sickness. Yeah, he's got so much from there.
yeah, they're all looking amazing. And I was tempted to buy one, but first I need to try and get my collection up a little bit more before I spend six
So
thousand on one.
let's get into the burn balls now, Matt. Are you ready to talk about them and show us what you got?
Yeah, man. Let's start with I'll start with a normal, and we can work our way up with the other genetics that I got going on.
For sure.
Grab it just
I
behind me
think
here.
that'll be the great comparison because for the most part, I feel like our viewers know what a normal ball python looks like and a normal Burmese python looks like. And if you don't,
Right.
pause the episode right now and go Google it.
So this one is a normal het clown. Let me
It's
try
the
to
tip white.
Let me get
looks
you
like it's in the
enlarged
shed.
here. There you go.
So she is going in the shed a little bit, so she's a little bit duller. But you can see this is kind of like your base pattern that you're working with.
Bro, even the normal is nice, dude.
Yeah, a lot of
For
people actually
real.
like the normal. Like normally she is like a nicer brown, but it's obviously very dulled out because she's going in the shed. But yeah, like the pattern is pretty crazy. You can see how friendly they are, like not shy at all. She's just cruising around. You can touch the head, no
So
problem.
there was a question. So
This is even in shed.
did you experience any trial and error when you were trying to breed the burn balls?
So the biggest thing that we found was just trying to get locks. And this is something that I've talked with Dylan a little bit about from DS Balls. We notice on the Burmese that they really don't have any interest in locking until they're like up in the 30s of follicle size.
Oh, okay.
So like you can kind of keep pairing them as much as you want. Maybe you'll get a lock, maybe you'll get lucky, but like even now there's like a few females that we had this season where they're like up into the 40 millimeter follicles, and we're like, shit, we gotta get a
Gotcha.
lock. Like, come on,
Here's a good
girl, get it
question
done.
for you. Maybe you can answer this. When crossing genetics like a pastel and a Burm hypo, are there genes that work together to make a whole different mutation combo?
No, but they will maybe express their phenotype in a little bit different way. So like maybe your typical banana might not look like exactly the same like a banana burn ball. Because obviously your base is different, right? You're mixing different patterns. Like this is your base, right? Which is obviously very different than a ball python. But the genetics do cross over both ways. So for example, the recessives work both ways. The incomplete dominant genes work both ways. Some questions that we're still trying to figure out is like, is the albino in Burmese compatible with lavender or albino from the ball python or the pieds? Like, are some of those compatible as well? We're not quite sure yet. So those are some people are doing some pairings for that. The hypo in a Burmese is different than a hypo in a ball python. So hypo in a Burmese is incomplete dominant, with the super being an ivory. So I highly doubt that that is compatible with a hypo from a ball python, but yeah. So yeah, this is your normal. Like I love them. They're just like the
But you
sweetest
were
little
able
snake
to
ever.
get the incomplete dominant hypo from the Burmese into a Burm ball in the same
Yep.
genetic way that it would pass in the Burmese, correct?
Yep. Correct. Yeah.
So
Yeah. So let me pull that up.
are you looking to stack the Burmese hypo single gene into a visual ball python hypo?
Maybe. Yeah. So like I have a male coming from US. So it's a black pastel hypo desert ghost clown. So triple visual that I'm looking to put into it. Obviously, he's going to be a little busy on the ball python side too. But if there's like a right timing, like I said, the female Burmese, like you really just need one lock. Uh, so, maybe I can squeeze in a lock on a girl that's ready to rock. Um,
Is incubation different for you as opposed to the Burmese
the
python
exact same.
incubation?
So like
Yeah.
even the hatch date is like the exact same. So mine hatched out at like day 56 at 89.5. So same as you would at like a ball python essentially.
Okay. Yeah, let's see that hypo. And while you're grabbing that, um, how do you screen for like weaknesses in a hybrid? Like, what do you pay attention to or look for when you're trying to tell if, this is causing any issues other than the obvious? I mean, do you try to palpate it or do you kind of give them like a health overview in any way?
Like in terms of the babies or in terms of the
Yeah, when they hatch out, in terms of the hybrids, do you kind of give them a health overview or try to watch them as they grow in any particular ways to keep track of them? Because you
um
did say that you noticed they were stronger, so I'm just kind of curious.
yeah, like they've just all kind of been even like out of the egg, like they weren't aggressive or shy or anything like that. Like if you had the hatchling tub open, they would just all crawl out and start exploring. Um, so in terms of issues,
Any
that's what
issues
like
with them feeding or like not taking their first meals for a while or anything like that?
so one interesting thing is that yes, there maybe out of the 54, we probably had maybe 10 to 15 that we had to assist feed.
Okay.
But once they got started, once they took that first meal on their own, they've never missed. So I don't know what it is getting them. Some of them started, but once they are started, there is like zero health like issues in terms of feeding,
Hmm.
their health.
Is that a
I don't know if
different
you guys
one?
can. So this is a hypo het clown. So it's just kind of like reducing the pattern a little bit.
And
So you can
that's
see even on the
hypo, huh?
sides. I think
So
so.
doesn't
So
have, I
it's
mean, it has a slight color difference. It's got a like kind of more richness in the color, but it's not as different as I thought. Like I thought the hypoberm had
Yeah,
more
so you'll really
purples in
see it
it.
with the pastel. So like it's really kind of subtle in the normal. You can see on the alien
Oh,
heads a little bit
okay.
there. It's like you can see it's like fading through a little bit on the alien heads. Like there's like browns coming through. It's not as like contrasty a little
Yeah.
bit. Um, but yeah, so that's what I think because like it's weird. Like we had 54 babies and like
I think it's
it could be het
connection. Oh, there it
albino,
goes.
something like that. I'm not sure. But yeah, so that's what I think is the hypo het clown. We didn't really hit many of them.
Okay.
Um,
Do you think that shed testing is going to be useful for you going forward with the burn balls?
so I probably
We're
as well.
cutting. Yeah. This connection's getting choppy. Give them a second. So if you guys joined us late while we're waiting for him to come back online, make sure you guys are getting these promo codes, using these up. Dungeon 10, save that money. And don't forget this one, Rice Reptiles. That's a big one, 30% off. They were just at Sears, so they might be busy, but hit them up anyway.
oh, am I back?
There we go. You're
Right.
back.
Sweet. So this is just a pastel het clown. So look at this head stamp, if I can get it. It's a wolf. She's moving there.
Oh yeah, kind of like
You can
two
see the two
ears, the
ears.
eyes, and the nose without like an outline.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Really pretty color on that one.
So look at how clean it is too. Like she almost looks
Man.
visual desert ghost.
So what is your market restricted to with all those laws?
In terms of selling them,
And
it's
yeah,
just
like,
it's just the U.S. man.
oh, okay. So you can
U.S. and
ship to
Japan and
Thailand and
Korea.
stuff.
Yeah, so
Okay.
Thailand I can ship to, Middle East, Canada.
Europe and stuff too?
Yep, most places in Europe. I think there's a few that have, they're not allowed the berms or the hybrids, like
Gotcha.
anything with berm and the snake. But yeah, this girl is just like crazy. Definitely one of our nicest pastel het clowns.
Yeah, it almost makes it have like Enchi-ish vibes with how thick the patterning is, the gold patterning and stuff. Of course, there's not.
Yeah.
That one's
It just
awesome.
cleans it up real nice.
Yeah, it's
What are your
crazy.
thoughts, Sean? You got any questions for?
Dude, those things are freaking amazing looking. And I'm sitting here thinking, man, I already know what like a normal berm looks like, and none of those look like a normal berm. It looked like the ball python gene took over the coloration, the pattern, and then the Burmese gene was like, yeah, we're just gonna give you some size and girth.
Oh, look at the color on that.
Look at that.
It's like
So this
copper.
is with the hypo. So now you can really see the hypo in this combo. So this is pastel hypo.
Are you familiar with BURMBALLs at all, Tim?
Not as much as I could be.
What are you thinking of
I'm
it so
learning a lot
far?
from that right now. I know I haven't been following them for too long. I love them. They look very cool. I still have like a lot of questions about them. Essentially,
Ask away.
I love the personality of them. Like I could already tell that. Like, I mean, I've always loved berms. They were one of like the snakes I wanted. I love just big snakes in general.
Yeah, green berm was one of my favorites growing up.
Yeah, green berms, granites. I love their patterns. And
The
I think that
labyrinth.
they were more friendly than other big snakes as well. Like versus like with ticks and rocks, berms were the nicer of the three.
Yeah, because rock pythons were
Oh
always
god.
real bad, and then you had the
Retics are getting better, but
retics were. Yeah, I didn't see any of those really. What's the other one? African
like
rock.
what John said, the ball python does seem to be the dominant player in the berm cross. This one's really nice. That mascot right here.
Dang,
Is that a leopard?
it's got the granite in it.
So this is het granite. So I mean,
Het
look at the
granite.
het influence on this thing. It's insane. So granite is basically like monsoon in ball pythons. This one's got a lovely head stamp. We call it a Tesla head stamp, but it's obviously kind of looks like something else.
Oh yeah, looks like a nice letter.
That
Y.
is
Yeah, it looks like
that
an
is your
Austin
marker
Powers
for het granite. Is the beautiful head stamp
I
there.
like the busy patterning there.
And one thing that's interesting on the
mean-
het granite is they got this straight line. He's kind of going in front of it here, but on the tail is like this solid straight line. So that's
Is
another
that on
marker
the
for
other
the het
on
granite.
the underside? Yeah.
Yeah, on the tail, yeah. The
Yeah.
underside, yeah. So yeah, like look at this thing. This is like crazy pattern.
The
So this
head
is a
seems a lot
pastel
more
double het
blonde.
clown granite. Yeah, it's like more so the het granite and then the het albino really amp up the color, which is nice. So like the last one that I showed was just a pastel hypo het clown. It's really faded, right? It's almost like faded completely out. And when they hatch, it's like literally purple, like as purple as you could ever see. Like if you check some of my older Instagram photos, it's crazy how purple it is. And I wish it stayed like that, but yeah, like look at this side pattern, man. It's
What
crazy.
was the blood ball called? The power ball?
Super
I
Ball.
can't remember. The Super Ball, that's what it was. The head of that animal there, with how kind of just muted the pattern on top was, it made it look kind of real flat, like one of those hybrids.
It's interesting how it didn't even have a head stamp; it had a neck stamp.
Yeah. It almost looked more like a blood python top of the head,
Yeah.
you know, where it looked more like a leaf.
It's one of my favorite ones I've seen.
Yeah, for sure.
So you're talking
agree.
about green. I believe this one to be het green. So look at how much it's
I
reduced
wonder
the
what
pattern.
green's gonna do and all that.
So this, like I said, here in Philippines, like I was able to get like a bunch of adults, but they're, on the Burmese side, they're not very good at record keeping and stuff in terms of the hats or pos hats. So our third clutch was kind of like a surprise where I'm like 99% positive this is het green because none of them, we had a few pop out like this and we didn't quite know what's going on. And you can even see it in the tail. Like it's reducing the pattern here in the tail on the underside. So I believe this one to be a pastel double het clown, or even triple het, I think is triple het clown granite green, because it's got the kind of the reduced head stamp there.
It's kind of got the triangular head
It's
shape.
got the tiny
yeah?
Tesla.
Almost wants
Yeah.
to be a Y.
Yeah, and it's got like the kind of like exploded side pattern, and it's got the underbelly that we see in the granite too, where it's got the speckling, but it's just reduced.
So for your Burmese females, is there a way to check for follicles without an
Yep.
ultrasound, or do you use an ultrasound?
I use an ultrasound, but you can palpate them, right? So like if you know how to palpate, some people can do that.
There's a few videos out there showing how to do that. That's actually, I don't have an ultrasound right now, so I do that for my females as well. That's what happens when you add in the superior species.
So this one here, I think, so this one you can see there's more contrast, right? Than the one that I had before, the pastel hypo. So
Yeah,
I'm pretty
that
sure
thing is
this one
insane.
has het albino. You can hear the Burmese hiss, I'm sure, huh?
Yep.
That one looks more like a berm, the patterning and whatnot, but you can still see there's like a different influence to it. That's cool.
Yeah, so if you add albino, it keeps the contrast a lot better than the faded just in the het clown.
Cleaner, right? Brighter, cleaner.
Yep.
It looks like
I
straight
noticed-
chocolate.
I noticed the head influences when we were talking. The head influences from the clown genetics actually are much stronger influences in the Burmballs. Like, you know,
Yeah.
we all know that het albino brightens in het influence of ball pythons, but when you put it in the Burmball like that, can you do a side by side of that one compared to the other copperish one that doesn't have the het albino?
Sure.
Just to see if the camera picks up the shade differences. We had a question here. How long have you tried with breeding for Burmballs, or did you get it on the first try?
So got it on the first try. So you can see there's a side by side.
Yeah, much cleaner, much brighter, just with that het albino influence. It's insane.
And then let me show you one. Let me do you one better. Their whole back male.
Yep. Mark nailed it there too. I know he said it before I brought it up, but I didn't see it till just now.
So that's adding het granite. So this one here is triple het clown albino granite. Look at how beautiful it is when you have the other het, like the het granite and albino. Look at how gold the alien heads are.
Yeah, the contrast is there, but you
This
also get
contrast
that
is on
blushing.
11.
The blushing is just insane.
Yeah. Grab these.
I think the blushing's my favorite part about berms, so that's nice to see in there.
Look at this guy.
Yeah, I like how it still has a traditional kind of like the square dorsal pattern of the berm going down.
Yeah.
The big chunks of blushing.
Look at the head stamp is wild.
That one has a questionable head stamp as well.
It's got double, man. It's got a little one and a big one.
He just likes producing those.
That's funny. The het albino, it like has like the little yellow one, and then the het granite has the big one. It's funny.
All right, this is PG-13, guys.
Yeah.
Insinuations.
Look at the contrast on this. Like this is definitely in every shed it gets better. So let me show you one that is maybe 2 sheds behind him. So this is what I talked about earlier, where they get better with every shed.
Dylan's taking his shots while it's up.
Yeah. So this one here is a few sheds behind this one. So you can see
Is it in shed by any chance, or is it?
No, it's just like 2 sheds behind. So it's gonna look more like this after 2 sheds. So you can see how it gets better with age. So like this is a good example of like getting better with age.
Gotcha.
So like you can see the color gets a little bit brighter.
Shed.
No, it's just like two sheds behind. This one for whatever, or sorry, this one for whatever reason is like, I don't know, he grew crazy fast and just like thrived. They ate all the same, right? As you see it in ball pythons too. Sometimes they eat the exact same meal, but they just grow bigger, faster, right?
Yep. So what questions do you still have with the Burmballs, and where is your breeding taking you to answer those questions?
So for me, the questions that I still have a lot on is like the F2s. So there is very, very little information on that. Now I know Bob Clark has produced a visual clown, which is
A
absolutely stunning
clown
and
burmball?
beautiful. A clown burmball, yep.
Oh wow.
I don't know if I can send you a photo, but it's crazy, man. It's like one of the craziest snakes I've ever seen in my
Share it
life.
on your Instagram if you
Yeah,
can.
share it on the Instagram in the chat there, Matt.
And everybody
Yeah,
can
one
check out
second.
your Instagram. But
But yeah, I'll share that later. But
you want to get the visual clown working into it?
so yeah, all the mine are het clown. The next step that I've invested in is sunset clown. So I bought a pastel leopard sunset clown from Miguel, and I have a fire yellow belly sunset clown het pied coming from. Oh my god, I'm blanking. Early in the morning. From Paul at Urban Constrictors. So I really want to see a pastel, or sorry, a sunset clown that gets better with age. So that's like one of the big issues with sunset, right? Is it fades. But as you saw just now, like they get better with every shed, the burmballs, right? Like
When you mix
so,
it into the burmball, it may play into those brightening features.
might be-
Yeah,
so I am very excited about that.
definitely
If I can
intriguing.
ever get my imports friggin' here. You guys, your government was shut down for a while, and then now it's been cold.
It
So,
was
like,
it was shut down.
Now I'm screwed, but we're waiting for some warm weather to get them over here. But yeah,
So do
I
you
was
have
really
an
hoping to have
import
them.
exporter that you use over there to import export that you like set up for if you buy a snake over here, or do you have like the seller set that up?
So it's on both sides. So like I use Nicole from Reptile, I think not Reptile Express. I'm blanking on her business name again, but Nicole Klein. She does exports there in U.S. and then on my side I have a broker as well,
Okay.
which is kind of, it's not required, but it definitely makes things go a lot smoother here.
Yeah, you don't have to handle all the paperwork with a clearance
There's
broker.
so much paperwork here, man. They like the Philippines loves their, like I have literally I think 15 different certifications, to do the import export, and it's like from different. Every region has their own rules, so like they have like there's the law, but then there's the region's interpretation of the law. So it's been like literally a 2-year journey. I think I bought my first snake, 2024, something like that, for my import. I still haven't got them here.
You don't
So
have
it's
to
like
pay
it's
imports to the U.S., do you? Because the Philippines isn't that a territory of the U.S.?
like I don't know.
I'm
Like
not
what do
sure.
you pay them? Like I have to pay tax whenever I
Thought
import
of
stuff.
that.
I know that, but yeah. So it's been a journey, man. And then like literally the week that we were gonna ship, it was gonna ship I think January 10th or something like that. Can't remember what it is. What was it?
Do you still got burn balls
January
to show off?
12th. I do. Yeah, I have more if you want to
Okay.
see.
All right. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, you talk and show them off. I'm gonna grab those pictures real quick that Dylan sent me. So you keep these questions rolling for me,
While you're
Sean.
looking at those
All
pictures,
right, I got you, bro.
Jared, while you're looking at those pictures, you could also
So-
pull some of the pictures I sent your Instagram of some adult Carpondros for their OCC.
Oh man. Hey, look. I don't have control over your screen or anything. I can't blow you up.
so this is the triple het without hypo.
Ooh, look at that.
So pastel triple het clown albino granite. See the head stamp.
Wow.
That one has a nice pattern going on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
real nice.
Like that one just het clown.
So it's triple het. So triple het clown albino granite. So we were lucky on our third clutch where we got 29 of the 33 babies. So it was easy to kind of like tell the differences between everything.
What size meal are you feeding them things? Baby rabbits already?
Yeah, they grew up pretty fast, man.
Yeah, man.
But no, just ASFs, actually. Mainly just ASFs. Yeah, there's the visual clown. So that's
Whoa, which
that
one?
looks like Burmball to Burmball.
That was a
Not
Carpondro
that
that's
one.
there. I don't know.
Definitely not that one.
That's the visual clown Burmball.
That other one was
It became a Wario in the process.
Yeah. That one, yeah. That's the
Dude,
visual
what?
clown.
sounds sweet.
They just pop
Oh,
up as I
bro.
get them loaded in, so bear with me. Trying to get a few of these loaded up.
Oh yeah. So
So yeah, I'm really excited about their sessos because obviously you get the more eggs too, right?
right.
So for me, my first clutch, I had 37 eggs, but we had an incubator issue. It was literally my first clutch ever in my life. So for any species, anything, was a
Yeah.
Burmball clutch. So we had like a DIY incubator and it worked fine, but then I don't know, something went wrong with it. So we had a heat spike. So around day 45, something like that, 50, like all the eggs were perfect, and then they kind of nuked the eggs. So we only ended up with 9 healthy babies, and then on the second clutch we got 16 of 20, and then the third clutch we got 29 of 33. So pretty good fertility rates. I'm not sure
Nothing
about
worse
you, Tim.
than
What do you get
hard
on
boiled
fertility?
balls. Cooked eggs. Man,
All
that
right, we're
sucks.
back.
That happens.
So this is the Burmball. Hold on here. Got to get it back out in front.
Yeah, so that's the visual clown. So that's a Burmball to Burmball, because when you get the 75%, it looks way more like a ball python
Yeah,
in
that's
terms of
great.
head structure and patterning and stuff. So that one was
That
produced
thing
by
is
Funny
crazy.
how it
Carpondro.
has a head. It has that stripe on the eye stripe there.
Hmm.
Yeah, that one's sweet. You gotta make those, Matt.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
gonna probably towards the end of this year. Like these males are getting pretty big fast. So probably by like June-ish, May, June, I could start pairing for
I
F2s.
remember seeing that snake, but I don't remember seeing that it was a Burmball. That thing is crazy.
Yeah,
So I got these other
nothing is really
pictures.
known
Oh,
about
go ahead.
F2s in terms of the burn balls, like how successful it is, or like if the male is fertile versus the female is being fertile. I know, like my friend, the males are definitely fertile because he produced F2 75% ball, 25% berms, but I'm not sure on the female side. So that's a lot
So
the
wait,
main unanswered questions.
the males are fertile for F1 already for burn balls?
Yep. Yep. So he produced. That's what he's mainly been using as a male. So he's been doing that male to ball pythons, to his retics, to his
Okay.
Burmese, a bunch of different crosses.
If the male's fertile, the female will be too.
Should be, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I got these pictures that you sent over, Tim. Did you want to tell me about those?
I mean, a lot of them are just like the adult coloration or like in the process. That was one of the holdbacks from last year that are still changing.
You can
from what
kind of see like the dorsal pattern where it was red is kind of going more like a lavender, like dark tone.
Yeah, it was going blue.
Blue. Okay.
Even. Yeah. There's
And
some
then
of
this next one.
not
Hold on.
some of these are not my pictures. Of course, we'll see once we get to them. Like this one's not my picture. This one was probably an older.
Beautiful.
But this is a 75% Carpondro.
Love the
A lot
head.
Yeah.
Yeah, yours are gonna look very similar to that. Oh, some of them because it's a bag of Skittles. They can really
Yeah, you
change
never know.
differently.
You never know for sure. It depends on the individual. There's not a lot of 75% Carpondros to pull from. I'm shocked that burn balls aren't on the F2 lineage already, in my opinion.
It's kind of like an
Yeah.
interesting topic. Like I think the people that produced them before, like don't really share a lot. So that's kind of been the issue, and maybe like because hybrids before were like considered bad or whatever. Like maybe you guys can shed some light on that. Like I'm kind of new again. Like this has been just my first season. So like, do you guys know where that started or how that started? Because they produce snakes that are perfectly healthy. They're thriving. They're fertile. So like I don't understand where the hate comes from. I understand on some species which obviously have health issues and whatever whenever you cross them, but
You
Yeah.
got to take it up with the U.S. government, man. They made all the dumb laws.
I had to check and see that was posted by Green Scale, so I don't really know who to give credit to there, but
This is these are green scale 75% Carpondros as well, and this is why I don't post them because I can't take credit. But like I think they're just good visual examples of what we have to look forward to for the 75%. Uh, but every individual is a little bit different, you know. I really like the one on the right side there. That one has some nice dorsal connections.
it's got
Um,
that darker wash to it as well. I kind of like how the one on the left is more like a leopardy kind of pattern with like
yeah,
the contrast in the
similar to
spots.
some of Matt's creations, where you know, some of the leopard, like, yeah, you get all different types of patterns that come up, and the genetics gets very complex when it comes to hybridization because of which hybrids are the dominant, which species of the two hybrids are the dominant gene essentially, or genes, and how are all of the complexities of meiosis arranging, you know. Because I know that you did ask a while ago, like, oh, do you see mutations or some incompatibilities? And in my second clutch, I didn't talk about it, but yeah, I did see some mutations, some facial deformities, and some other things like that. But I blame my incubation attempts and potentially the lack of John. Your fan might be on, just so you know. But
Yeah, something's running. It's all right though.
Not mine.
Not me.
no worries, yeah. But I think the fact that from
It's
my
above his head.
say again,
I said it's above your head. It's
but
your ceiling fan, probably. You're calling yourself out.
it's silent. It's silent for
I
me.
don't know. I'm just
It's
messing
silent for
around.
me. It's silent for me. But anyways, the fact that my second clutch had more mutations than my third clutch, and the fact that I changed a lot of variables between those two, show me that potentially temperature, incubation, and temperature, I guess, cycling really matters as far as you know, preventing mutations, ensuring proper fertilization, things like this that we don't really bring to pass. And then hybrids get a bad rap for it because I mean, of course, we know, like, when a horse and a donkey mate, they make a mule, and the mules are relatively sterile. So there's, and then like ligers, you know, tigers and lions, you know, make the sterile ligers. So sterility is, like, I think the biggest critic as far as we go for hybridization production. So if we could get past that post zygotic barrier, because there's pre-zygotic barriers and post-zygotic barriers. You know, pre-zygotic barriers are the main ones that prevent uh, fertilization
Compatibility, yeah.
compatibility, but post-zygotic barriers are usually like, okay, what stops that hybrid from making its own species, essentially
Yeah, from reproducing itself.
reproducing itself? Yeah. So the pre-zygotic are usually, you know, uh, um, easily, I guess. My brain's dying as well myself.
Yeah.
You guys are on the other side. You're getting sleepy. I'm just
Yeah,
waking up.
Yeah, right.
barriers are the things that can be usually solved through uh,
Trial and error
trial and
breeding.
error
Yeah.
breeding, and through sorry, my brain cannot remember the word for some reason, but through just captive cultivation in general. Whereas post-zygotic barriers are more biological by nature.
You have to study them more often, and you actually have to dissect them more and break it down to, okay, why is this not able to reproduce? Because typically it's going to be a genetic reason, not just they can't reproduce because of their a hybrid. It's
Yeah,
usually because that hybrid causes like the oviduct not to connect to the cloaca anymore or something like that.
yeah. So there's these Hox genes, right? The Hox genes are the ones that control where things structurally are outlined, and as long as those Hox genes align, then usually you could get an animal that's good. But when we have Hox mutations that corrupt, that's when we get facial mutations. So I didn't post a lot of the
Hmm.
mutations that I had from my F2 clutch of 2024, but I had like 3 or 4 facial mutations, and I'm like, man, why am I getting all these mutations? And I was blaming the genetics, but then my third clutch, I didn't have any mutations whatsoever. I had four duds and 16 100% healthy non-mutated individuals, one of which were stillborn because I didn't cut the egg early enough. But it just shows
Hmm.
me changing the incubation temps. I did a little bit more cautious incubation, not a flat just my brain right now.
You just didn't do a straight bake, yeah.
Straight bake, yeah. Thank you. The straight bakes. I didn't do the straight bakes. I fluctuated the temperatures throughout, and then also with the extreme temperature fluctuations during her gestation process. I think both of those things helped with the fertility and avoiding mutations. So we can't just blame it on genetics now.
Yeah, for sure.
We have to blame egg incubations on egg incubations, and
Yeah.
even her developing the eggs. So we
Yeah.
can't just blame it on genetics from my personal experience.
I agree. I agree. Especially it's, we are in control a lot of these variables. And when we have accidents, we can probably find 3 or 4 reasons of what could have caused that for our own actions. So it's hard to really write it off as a genetic thing until you see a consistency over years and trial and error of trying to correct that issue. Just like, with like ball pythons and the super black pastel complex, we thought, we could breed it out or we could do something to help enable it, thrive better. And, we see it's just genetic. You can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
So there was a good question here, and he said, I guess it all just becomes percentages after the F1 animals.
Yep.
And I just wanted to say, like, it becomes percentages from that
First one.
point on, you get the 50/50s, and that's kind of where we would talk about the ethics of breeding these hybrids. Um, we'll kind of close the episode out with this. How far towards one direction do you feel is ethical to breed hybrids, and what kind of lineage documentation do you feel is appropriate to maintain to avoid getting lost into these projects going forward? We'll start with Tim.
Yeah, this is a great conversation. I think that the ethics are most extreme at the 50-50 barrier, where,
Okay.
2 species that have been established are now crossing. That's the most extreme ethical barrier that we have to work with. From there on out, I think we're actually making more viable offspring by seeing, um, you know, percentages that are closer to the actual, we could say, base lineage. So what I mean by
Yeah.
that is our 50-50s are the most divergent, genetically speaking, from our base species. From there on out, now I'm making 75%. Those 75% are actually more, in my mind, closer to how a green tree python should be than a 50-50, essentially. So the 50-50s are always going to be the most divergent ethically, and then as we move closer to a pure species, I personally think that's when we're going to get into like some of the cooler, potentially looks, phenotypes.
They've always been a lot cooler when you swing it more leaning towards one species.
One
It's
species,
definitely been cooler.
and with Carpondro specifically, 50-50s lean already heavy carpet. So, like
Hmm.
for that, for example, like ball pythons are already heavy. Sorry, Burmballs are already heavy on the ball side. So maybe he would want to integrate more Burmese. But maybe for his instance, maybe he doesn't because then they would become bigger snakes. So there's all of these variables that we have to consider for every hybrid that we work with. But at the end of the day, I think it's not all about percentages, because although we say, oh, these are 75% individuals, that animal might be 90% green tree python and 10% carpet python of how the genetics split in meiosis and mitosis, or specifically meiosis. So just because we say this is a 75% animal, it might be 85% carpet or green tree python and 15% carpet python, or maybe it's only 45% green tree python and 55. So 75%, yeah, that's like the general term, but we can't necessarily say that that's like a 75% animal green tree python as far as like what it actually carries in its genetics, because we can't see that. We
So
call it a 75% animal, if that makes sense. That's why I'm seeing more, some of my carpondros look more like carpet pythons and some of them look more like green tree pythons, because it's all about how the genes split, essentially.
yeah, I'm doing a calculation here real quick. 37.25. And then this would be
He lost me with
I'm
all
getting
those.
crazy. I'm getting crazy right now.
Yeah, so I mean, like, I don't want to complicate the genetics involved, because
So
they're 75%, but in reality, some might lean heavier 75, some might lean.
yeah, I was gonna say, are you going to get into the realm of crossing a 50-50 carpet green tree python into a 75-25 green tree python carpet, to where you would actually end up with 62.5% green tree python to a 37.25% carpet?
That would be a great direction to
I
go.
think that's going to be an amazing percentage combo.
Yeah, I think that would be a cool direction to go. I know that Jeff Herman's already working on it right now with a male
Oh, okay.
percent and his female 50-50. So he's
Everybody go give him a follow.
so yeah, Jeff Herman's already on it. So hopefully he gets production, because if he does, then I will for sure. You know, we could always repeat what's already been done.
Have you ever seen a ball chondro made? I don't think that's ever been attempted.
A ball
Yeah, they've been
python
made.
A
chondro,
ball chondro, yeah.
but I don't like them. I don't like how
You
they.
did see one?
I have, yeah, but I don't like how.
God, I
Or
feel
maybe
like I
it was a
saw him,
carpet.
but I don't think.
Maybe it was a carpet ball. It was a
Yeah, the
carpet.
carp ball. I've seen the carp
I've seen
balls.
that for sure. I didn't like how they were. Like, I love their pattern, but I just feel like
They look like,
we're crossing the genus barrier that we're never going to regain fertility, in my opinion. Once you
yeah,
cross,
or at least
you're, in my opinion, like
they
fertility.
start looking weird and their eyes are all bulgy and stuff. No offense to my buddy Drew, a hypochondriac, but they start looking like his alter ego, like the snake human being thing that he has, with like the big nose and the bulgy eyes.
Well, that's just his drawing, right? That's like,
Yeah, that's his anime drawing of his alter ego, his mascot for the company and stuff. I love it. I mean, he just did like a video of it and everything. Check that out if you guys have a chance. He produces some amazing green tree pythons. He actually has some old Arfac calico outcross blood from the Jason Masterfiend Ryan Burke pairing back in the day. And yeah, I definitely need some of that lineage from him.
that'd be awesome.
So, what was the question again? I think we need to let
Ethics.
ethics. We gotta let Matt cover the ethics question on the BURMBALLs.
Yeah, I think it's I get that feedback a lot, whenever people are talking about the hybrid projects is muddying the waters. I'm sure you guys have heard that before.
Yeah, there's always
I
that
think
fear of getting it mixed in and making it look too closely like one species or the other, but even with the
yeah.
75-25s, you still see a significant.
Yeah, it's still different. And I think at the end of the day, good breeders and people that have good ethics will always do that, right? You have people that are selling fake hats, you have people that are selling fake anything, or, doing, if you don't have good ethics, it's going to be a problem, even if it's in, just one species, let alone hybrids. So I think people that are
Send me
doing
a
the hybrids,
picture if you
it's,
got it.
we just got to have good documentation. It's the same thing like the super dwarfs, tracking the percentages, making sure you're being honest about what the pairings were, everything like that. So like for example, even me, I'm saying that one is a triple het, this one is that. The reality is it's 50% het. So maybe it's not. I mean, it looks like 110% different than the other ones. But if I were to sell that animal, I would sell it as a 50%, right? Because it was a het pairing. So yeah, I think people just need to vet who you're going to buy from people that you trust. It's like anything, no matter what you're buying, right?
Yeah, for sure. And then I know you breed ball pythons and everything, and that's a big project for you, a big passion for you.
Yeah.
As far as shipping and selling, are you guys doing any shipments out of the Philippines coming up?
Yeah, so in the spring we'll have a shipment to Canada where I have I think about eight BURMBALLs sold into Canada, and then a bunch of ball pythons into the U.S. From our raffle that we had. So and a few others that I sold as well. So the Kraken female is going there. That was the grand prize of our raffle. So she's going to go to the U.S.
Yeah, that's the one you
And,
said to me, right?
yeah, it's getting diverted to Sean's. And then yeah, we have a shipment to the UAE. Like I mentioned, someone bought 22 BURMBALLs there.
Okay.
KHA.breeding. Check them out. They have a crazy zoo essentially. They have all the rare stuff, like rare, like mammals, rare reptiles, rare everything. So
What was that name
they're
again?
KHA.breeding is their handle, and they have some crazy stuff. So I'm really excited to be working with them. And yeah, that's pretty much it for shipments so far. I'll probably have maybe, depends on how this season goes. Like if I make a bunch more BURMBALLs, maybe those will go around like October, November to Canada again, or maybe to US again, depending on how the ball python clutches go as well.
Okay.
But my season's so late because my males aren't here yet from the US and Canada. Still waiting on those freaking imports. You guys need to relax on your weather.
Who you
Yeah, I
telling,
know the
man?
weather's crazy. There's actually a snow hurricane off of the east coast of the United States right now. It has a category 2 wind strengths in the center, they're saying. So
Same.
if you have a chance, if you haven't seen it yet, check it out on the radar maps. They got the images and stuff. It looks pretty wild. Luckily, it's offshore though, so it's not blasting anybody. But yeah, thank you guys for joining us tonight. I had a blast seeing these amazing animals, talking
Carpondros are
crazy
crazy.
genetic hybrids with you.
Oh yeah, it's been fun. It's been real fun.
So, what's your reflections from the episodes, Sean?
Well, I think I I don't know. I like hybrids, and I'm probably gonna have to talk to Tim after the show.
I think
um,
a few people are going to be hitting them up. And
right,
what was
right.
it? One, possibly two animals that are still
I
left.
mean, I mean, you got people out here that are. Mm, sorry, I'm trying to look for words other than four letters. So you got people out here being pissy about the ball python industry. It's all over flooded. Then you got a guy's like, oh, you know what? Let me do a burn ball. Totally different animal. Looks amazing. Like, but we can't have it here. Or
You
certain
can. I just
states
can't ship it
can.
there. So there's a lot of
Yeah,
people that
you
are
can
working on
have
it.
them. We just have to make them here in the States because you can't ship them
Yeah,
overseas.
'cause you can't ship them over, right? And so it kind of side blocks getting one for Matt there. But I love it, dude. I think they're uh, like I've never seen a green snake look so amazing.
Yeah.
So I've personally loved the Carpondros ever since I think the first time I really saw them was 2014, 15 around that year. And it was just the 50/50s back then that I had noticed that I'd seen. And when I first saw the first 75 percenter, it was towards the carpet side. So they were like way more carpet looking, barely any green tree python. And I really was hoping for the day or waiting for the day that somebody did 75% green tree pythons. And It wasn't that long later that I did see it, probably like the late 2010s, 2017, 18, around the time I was getting out. That's when I saw the Pondros and the
Mm.
Carpondro 75 percenters being made. And if you guys haven't seen any of the Pondros, I didn't get the images uploaded, but I also wanted to let these guys, showcase their animals and not really put anybody else's out there. And but yeah, look up the Pondros. You could find them pretty easily online. There was one that was like a caramel jag bred to a Jayapura green tree python, I believe it was, a female, and those babies were just totally insane, way different than anything that we saw here tonight because the jaguar mutation was involved as well from the carpet side.
Yeah, I think what that website was the Uwabami. What's
Yes,
sort of
yes,
Uwabami?
Uwabami, yes,
That's how.
exactly.
Yeah, I saw that.
But
Yeah.
very, very cool animals there to at least check out, just for some more insight. But thank you
I'd
all
love to
for
see the
joining us.
exanthic and the
Exanthic.
granite from
Mm.
the carpets into those.
Ooh.
Be crazy.
Well, honestly, that's been the goal. That's been the dream. Honestly, I've wanted a xanthic carpet python since I
So
first saw them.
nice.
I was like, yeah, they're sweet.
Yeah, superior
But
pythons, I think, was
And the
really
zebra, like
pumping
there's so
those
many
out
cool stuff
first.
that you can bring from the carpet side, right? Into the project. Like we're just at the very surface, right? Like me, all the stuff that I showed tonight was from a pastel clown. That's it. What if you
Yeah,
get like a 5, 6 gene double recessive ball python into it? What if you get an exanthic granite zebra jaguar carpet into the project? Like what's gonna happen? It's
Dylan's
nuts.
got 3 pairs going as he speaks. 3 pairs of
Yeah.
what, Dylan?
Dylan's he's your
Burmballs?
main hope for burn balls in the US. Yeah, Dylan.
Dang. Keep up on that. Keep up on that.
There's a long wait list in the group chat about like 30 people. So there's gonna be an
Oh,
auction
there's
when
at
Dylan
least
hatches
30,
stuff out.
wait,
We'll
so
see how many eggs.
we don't have any good burn ball breeder other than DS balls and exotics in the states, or
There's a bunch of people working on it. I think
Yeah, I
it's
don't think
like
anybody's successful, consistent, or
yeah,
anything.
yeah. It's it'll
The
be
last
interesting to
time I
see what happens
saw
over the next
any
few
kind of
years.
hybrids with Burmese, I feel like it was a show maybe in 2016 where I saw some bat eaters in Florida before they
Mm,
changed the laws. And
yeah,
they were incredible, but nobody was even trying to buy them.
yeah. The laws
Um,
really, the Lacey Act, like you said, Matt, like really did a hamper on any snake that gets over that 14 foot.
yep.
Yeah, my most disappointing species that I cannot keep is the barneck and Maruki scrubneck pythons. Like,
Mm.
if I could own
Oh,
one of those, I would get probably 6 of them.
scrub neck, dude. That's a cool snake.
Very
They're
smart.
just so majestic.
Yeah.
And their head scales with the iridescence, it just reminds me of just like big gems.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I'm excited about the southern white lip pythons to see if the iridescence goes into that. Like they're so like beautiful iridescence on those.
What are you trying to breed those white lips into?
Ball pythons. So like
Okay.
for me, I
Oh,
have like
really?
the heavy hitter males, right? On the ball python side. So, and ball pythons have the most genetics, right? So getting all those into the other snakes to just create that variability. Another one that I'm thinking of trying to is womas. Those look incredible too. The
So,
womas and the ball pythons look crazy.
so
I've
Matt,
seen
you'll have
those.
to keep us updated because I'm curious when you start splitting into different continents, how fertility will regain.
Yeah,
Because
it'll be
I feel
interesting
like
for
once
sure.
you pass continental barriers, like anything could happen as far as
Yep.
what you get. Like you might get some amazing animals, but are they going to be fertile? Because that's always
Fertile. Yeah.
my goal is fertility.
Yeah.
You don't have fertile
Yeah.
animals. Even if you have female fertiles, like what we see in the 50/50s, we have female fertiles. We could work with them,
I
but
can't lie. One of the wildest hybrids that works that I would have never expected just because of body structure, not because of relativity or anything. I feel like they would have been compatible due to relativity, but the Amazon tree boa Northern Emerald hybrid is like one of the coolest friggin' hybrids that I've ever seen. But you would never
Crazy.
expect that big-bodied snake to be able to hybridize with that thin, slender-bodied Amazon tree boa, you know?
My 1600 gram ball python to the 16-foot Burmese looks a little funny too,
Same
man.
thing, yeah.
they get the job done, bro. It looks a little funny.
It's
Yeah,
wild.
he likes some thick. Yeah.
Hey, I mean, you can't discriminate about the size, but I guess if it's too large, then you have mechanical issues, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah. Get me out of here.
Well, it's a great show, y'all. If y'all want to stick around, we could chat it up a little bit. But everybody
Yeah.
watching this episode, thank you for joining us tonight, sharing all these amazing gems of information on the hybrid snakes, including mutations tonight. Hope you all had fun, learned some things. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. Subscribe is the important one. We got to grow the channel. We got to make sure you guys are notified every single week when we go live and get the previews so that you guys don't miss a single episode. We know that the titles can be a little, short as far as we're just covering this mutation of the week, but we do a crazy dive every single week. So if you see a mutation is labeled pastel, just know there is something on that episode that's going to blow your mind, even though it's pastel. And if you're an old head, you might be like, pastel. Watch that episode. I promise you. But for everybody else, we thank you for joining us. Thank you for being a guest co-host and featured guests on this episode, and we will see you all next week when we cover the first Breeder's Blueprint breakdown. So make sure you guys tune in for that one, turn on the notification bell, and we'll catch you